Okay, so unit 2 AC circuits. So AC, so generally, so our generating stations, generating voltage is nothing but AC voltage. Okay, you know well different about generating stations. Uh, hydropower plants and thermal power plants, nuclear power plants. These all are generating stations are generating AC only, AC quantities only. Okay, by using DC generators or by using rectifiers, we have to convert AC to DC. Okay, first we have to generate only by using generators, we have to generate AC. Okay, you know well, so in AC generators uses the principle of Faraday's law, Faraday's electromagnetic induction law. Okay, it states that when current carrying conductor cuts the magnetic field, then EMF induced in the conductor. Am I right or not? So this is called North Pole and South Pole in between two fields. I mean, magnetic field. In this magnetic field, the the conductor is rotating. Conductor is rotating. Okay. Current carrying conductor cuts the magnetic field when then EMF induced in the conductor. Okay. The stationary magnetic field, in the stationary magnetic field, current carrying conductor rotates in this direction, then EMF is induced. Okay, according to the Faraday's law. Faraday's, you know well, this was generator. For motor, current carrying conductor placed in a stationary magnetic field, it experiences a force. That is called Faraday's first law. For motor, Fleming left-hand rule. For generator, Fleming right-hand rule. You know well, these are the different principles. Current carrying conductor placed in a stationary magnetic field, it experiences a force. That is for motor. For generator, current carrying conductor placed in a current carrying conductor state that when current carrying conductor cut the magnetic field, then EMF induced in the conductor. So based on that, the EMF will be generated. Okay. Inside the magnetic field, a single rectangular loop of wire rotates around the fixed axis, following into cut the magnetic flux at various angles as shown in figure. Okay. Here, N is called number of turns. So N denoted by number of turns of the coil. For simplicity, only one turn. This is called one turn. Only one loop. That is called only. This is called coil. Okay. The number of turns are called here one only. So you know well, the magnetic flux is always from north to south. So the direction of the magnetic flux is always from north to south, like this. North to south. The magnetic flux. Okay. And A is called area of the coil in meter square. So okay. So this is called area of the coil. Up to here only. This is active length of the conductor. So not for this. Okay. This is only the active length of the conductor. Consider here only. Don't consider remaining part. And W is called angular velocity in radians per second. And pi m is called maximum flux Webers. Understand? Next, so we have to represent that coil current conductor like this manner. When coil is along x dash, okay, perpendicular to the line flux. So these flux lines are north to south like this manner. The current coil is conductor is like this manner. The flux linking with the coil is called pi m. Okay, that is maximum flux cuts the conductor. If the conductor is placed perpendicularly exactly x dash, then the maximum flux cuts the conductor. Okay, that's why the maximum flux. The flux developed in the conductor is called flux cutting the conductor is called pi m. Okay, if the this conductor is placed perpendicularly to this magnetic flux. That is x dash position. That flux is called, flux linking the coil is called pi m. When coil is along y dash, okay, y dash, parallel to the magnetic flux. Okay, magnetic flux is north to south direction. Okay, so then when coil along y dash parallel to the line of flux, the flux linking with the coil is 0. Understood? No flux lines are cutting this conductor when the conductor is placed in y dash parallel to the magnetic flux. There is no cutting of the flux to the conductor. That's why the flux linking with the coil is 0 when conductor is placed y dash. Understood? When conductor is placed perpendicular to the magnetic flux, then only the maximum value of flux cuts to the conductor. So like this, when coil is along x dash perpendicular to the line flux, the flux linking with the coil is equal to pi m. That is called maximum flux cuts the conductor. Am I right or not? That's why the maximum EMF generated at these positions and these positions. Okay. Then at these positions and this position, the EMF generated is equal to 0. Understood? When the coil is making an angle theta with respect to the x dash, flux linking with the coil is called pi is equal to pi m cos omega t. Understood? So this called pi is equal to pi m sin cos omega t. So we have to indicate like this. When coil is making an angle theta, so this is called conductor is making an angle theta that is equal to omega t. Theta is equal to omega t with respect to the x dash. Okay, the flux linking with the coil is called pi that is equal to pi m cos omega t. Then theta is equal to omega t. Angular rotation. Okay. According to the Faraday's law, according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, you know well, E is equal to minus n into d by dt. E is equal to minus n into d by dt according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Here pi is equal to pi m cos omega t. Pi is equal to pi m cos omega t. Substitute here. Then E is equal to minus n into d pi by dt. Then minus n into d pi by dt of pi m cos omega t. Then differentiate d by x of sin cos omega t is nothing but minus sin omega t. N into pi m constant and cos omega t differentiation minus sin omega t, then omega. Omega t is omega constant. That's why omega. Then minus plus E is equal to n into pi into omega into sin omega t. Okay, then E is equal to Em sin omega t. So here Em is called n into pi into omega. That is called induced EMF in the conductor. That's called EMF is called EMF induced in the conductor. EM is called n into pi into omega. Okay, here n is called number of turns of the coil and pi m is called Bm into A. Understood? Flux pi is equal to B into A. B is called magnetic flux density, A is called cross-sectional area of the conductor or coil. Bm is called maximum flux density, Weber per meter square, and A is called area of the coil per meter square. And omega is equal to 2 pi f. Here omega is called 2 pi f radians per second. Here 2 pi into f. F is called frequency. Okay, F is called frequency in hertz. Frequency units are hertz. Omega is equal to 2 pi f. Substitute this value in this equation, you will get n into pi m into 2 pi f. That is called equation, EMF equation of generated EMF in the conductor. Understand? Substitute here omega is equal to 2 pi f in this equation. So we will get E is equal to n into Bm into A into 2 pi f sin omega t. So in this equation, n into pi into omega is equal to 2 pi f. No? Substitute here, and then substitute em is equal to here, you will get E is equal to n into bm into a into 2 pi f into sine omega t. Understood? This is called generated EMF in the conductor. Okay. Similarly, an alternating current can be expressed as I is equal to Im sin omega t, where Im is called maximum value of current. Okay. Thus, both induced EMF and induced current vary as a sine function of the phase angle omega t is equal to theta, shown figure 2.3, like this. So here 0 degrees, 0, 45 degrees. This is called sine function. So 0, 45, 90 is maximum 90, and 135, 180, 225, 270, 315, 360, like this. By substituting the all values, so the phase angle for this all values of phase angle, so we'll get different values of induced EMF. For omega t is equal to 0, here omega t is equal to 0. So substituting in this equation, that is called E is equal to Em sin omega t. Okay, Em is equal to n into bm into a into 2 pi f. Am I right or not? Then E is equal to M sin omega t from this equation. I'm taken here. E is equal to M sin omega t. Then substitute different values of omega t. Omega t is equal to 0, then E is equal to 0 at this. Okay, understood? Omega t is equal to 0, E is equal to 0. And then omega t is equal to 90 degrees. For this, omega t is equal to 90 degrees, E is equal to M. Substitute omega t is equal to 90 degrees, sin 91. No? Then omega t is equal to 90 degrees, E is equal to M maximum. Then omega t is equal to 180 degrees. What is the value of EMF induced in the conductor? 0, again 0. 0, maximum, and 0. And then omega t is equal to 270 degrees, minus EM. Okay, minus 1. Sin 270 is equal to minus 1. E is equal to minus EM. You will get like this. And omega t is equal to 360, then E is equal to 0. So we will get sine wave like this according to by substituting the different values of angles, phase angles, then you will get this sine wave. Okay. Understood. So in this way, so we will get voltages like this manner. So this is the representation. And the north pole and south pole, the conductor is rotating in this direction. According to that, the voltage developed. So like this manner. Okay. And the definitions. Coming to the definitions, waveform. It is defined as the graph between magnitude of alternating quantity on y-axis against time on x-axis. X-axis time and y-axis called magnitude, alternating quantity, magnitude of alternating quantity. This is called sine wave. Okay, this is called amplitude, voltage. Okay, this is called sine wave. This is called square wave. You know well, these are the different types of waveforms. This is called amplitude. Okay, square wave. Time and x-axis, amplitude, that is called voltage, magnitude, or amplitude on y-axis. Okay, triangular wave, this is called triangular wave. Okay, this is called amplitude 0 to past plus v. And a complex wave, this is the amplitude and this is the time. Okay, these are the different about 4 different types of waveforms. Okay, it is defined as the graph between magnitude of alternating quantity on a y-axis against time on x-axis. Okay, the magnitude of the voltage is changing from this position. C0 increases to like this, this maximum value, and decreases to 0. Okay, so like this is called alternating quantity. Alternating here also alternating quantity, but is a square wave. Okay, so like this, suddenly increasing and constant, and suddenly decreasing and constant, and suddenly decreasing. So like this one, square wave, and is slowly increasing and slowly decreasing, increasing and decreasing, and then like this manner. So this is the waveforms. Cycle. So first, what is meant by cycle? It is defined as one complete set of positive, negative, and zero values of an alternating quantity is called cycle. It is defined as the one complete set of positive, negative, and zero values of alternating quantity. So 0, positive, 0, and negative, and 0. It's called a cycle. This is called complete cycle. This is called a complete cycle. You can say that this is the cycle. Okay, up to 0 to here 180 degrees called half cycle. Then here to 0 to 360 degrees is called 0 to 360 degrees called one cycle. Year to year square wave also year to year is called one complete cycle. Then triangular wave year to year is called complete cycle, and the year to year cycle. Okay, it is defined as the one complete set of positive, negative, and zero values of an alternating quantity. Okay, that is called cycle. And then next instantaneous value. So what is meant by instantaneous value? It is defined as the value of an alternating quantity at particular instant at given time is generally denoted by the small letters. Okay, it is defined as the value of an alternating quantity at particular instant of given time, generally denoted by the small letters. Okay, particular instant of given time is called instantaneous value. So example, I is equal to instantaneous values of current. So small indicate small letters I, and then V instantaneous values of voltage. P instantaneous values of power. So indicate in a small values, small letters I, V, P. Instantaneous value of current, instantaneous value of voltage, instantaneous value of power. That means particular instant of given a time is called instantaneous. Okay. Next amplitude or peak value. Name same or all are same. Amplitude or peak value or crest value or maximum value. So all meanings are same. Okay. It is defined as the maximum value, either positive or negative. Okay. It is defined as the maximum value, either positive or negative, attained by an alternating quantity in one cycle is called amplitude. Generally denoted by the capital letters. Im is equal to M, maximum value of current. For instantaneous values, small values of letters, small letters we have to take. For amplitude and peak value, crest value or maximum values, maximum value, stick Im, okay, capital letters, capital letters. Im is equal to maximum value of current. Vm is equal to maximum value of voltage, and Pm is equal to maximum value of power. Okay, in this way we have to indicate amplitude and peak value or crest value or peak maximum value. Okay, and then average value. It is defined as the average value of all instantaneous value of alternating quantity over a half cycle. It's called average value. Okay, it is defined as the average of all instantaneous value of alternating quantity over a half cycle. So remember, for average value, you have to take a half cycle only. Okay, don't take full cycle. If you are taking full cycle, that is so wrong. Okay. It is defined as the average value of all instantaneous value of alternating quantity over a half cycle is called average value. So V average is equal to average value of voltage. So we have to indicate like this. VAV is equal to average value of voltage. And IAV is called average value of current. This is called average value. Is very, very important. Okay. Average value. Then RMS value. It is the equivalent DC current which when flowing through a given circuit for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by alternating current when flowing through the same circuit is same time. It's called RMS value. RMS means root means square. Root mean square. RMS means root mean square. Square is called RMS value. It is the equivalent DC current which when flowing through a given circuit for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by an alternating current when flowing through the same circuit for the same time. Okay. So generally it's represented by VRMS. Okay. And for a voltage VRMS, for current IRMS. Root means square value of voltage. VRMS. RMS is nothing but root mean square value of voltage. IRMS is nothing but root mean square value of current. It's called VRMS and IRMS. Understood. Then frequency. It is defined as number of cycles completed by an alternating quantity per second is called frequency. Symbol is F. Frequency symbol is called F. Unit is hertz. You know, well, our Indian standard frequency F is nothing but 50 hertz. Okay, our Indian standard frequency 50 hertz. For another countries just like Australia 60 hertz. They are following one frequency 60 hertz. But in our India, so we are following one frequency that is called standard frequency. Okay, in India, so 50 hertz. F is equal to 50 hertz in our India. Okay, it is defined as the number of cycles completed by an alternating quantity per second is called. Frequency is denoted by small f, units are hertz. Then time period, it is defined as the time taken to complete one cycle is called time period. It defined as the time taken to complete the one cycle. So this is called up to one cycle. No? This is called cycle. This is called time period. Then f is equal to 1 by t. No? You know well, f is equal to 1 by t. Time period is defined as the time taken to complete one cycle is called time period, and symbol is t, units is second. Okay, then power factor, it is defined as the cosine of angle between voltage and current. It defined as the cosine of angle between voltage and current. It's very, very important. Okay, so definitely we'll get in external exam based on these questions and definitions. These are the all definitions may be expected for 2 marks. Okay, it is defined as the cosine of angle between voltage and current. Okay, that is called power factor. Angle between voltage and current is called power factor. Cosine of angle between voltage and current. So power factor is equal to VI. That means power factor is equal to cos pi. Pi is the angle between voltage and current. Pi is the angle between voltage and current is called power factor. Power factor is equal to cos pi. Here pi is called angle between voltage and current. Understood? It is defined as the cosine of angle between voltage and current is called power factor. Then next active power. It is the actual power consumed by any circuit. It is given by a product of RMS voltage and RMS current. And cosine of angle between voltage and current is called active power. That is called VI cos pi. Power is equal to VRMS into IRMS into cos pi. Here pi is called the angle between voltage and current. Okay. It is the actual power consumed by any circuit. It is given by the product of RMS voltage and RMS current, and cosine of angle between voltage and current is called VI cos pi is called active power. Units are watts or kilowatts. Okay, active power is equal to I square into R. That is equal to VI cos pi. Units are nothing but watts or kilowatts. This is called active power. Then reactive power. Reactive power. The power drawn by the circuit due to reactive component of current is called as reactive power. Understood? Reactive power is nothing but the power drawn by the circuit due to reactive component. Okay, due to reactive component of current is called reactive power. In active power, active component of current. It is the actual power consumed by the circuit is given by the product of RMS and current and voltage. Reactive power is but reactive component of current. You can easily understand in further classes. So what is by reactive component? Okay. The power drawn by the circuit due to reactive component of current is called reactive power. It is given by the product of RMS values of voltage and RMS current, and sine of angle between voltage and current is called VA sin pi. Pi is called angle between voltage and current is called reactive power angle. So pi is called angle between voltage and current. Then total VI sin pi is called reactive power. Here reactive power is called Q is equal to indicated as Q. Active power indicated as P. Okay. Active power indicated as P. Reactive power indicated as Q. Q is equal to I square into X. Here resistance, because of resistance, the active power coming to picture because of reactance. Okay, the reactive component is because of inductive, that may be inductive effect or capacitive effect. Okay, because of inductance. In inductor, there is an inductance. In capacitor, there is a capacitance, capacitive reactance. In inductor, there is an inductive reactance. Because of that, the reactive power come into picture. Understand? Because of energy storage elements, inductor and capacitor, because of that, the reactive power component come into picture. For pure resistive circuit, there is no reactive power. Okay. Reactive power is equal to Q is indicated by Q, and so that is called I square into X. That is called VI into sin pi. The units are var or kilo var. So generally VAR. var. Units of reactive power is called var or kilo var. Here watts are kilowatts or megawatts or gigawatts. Okay, generally watts, kilowatts. Then apparent power. It is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current is called apparent power. It is total power supplied by to the circuit. So it's denoted by S. Apparent power is denoted by S, that is called V into I. It is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current is called apparent power. It is power supplied by the circuit. Total power supplied by the circuit is called apparent power. So denoted by S, capital S, and then is equal to V into I. Units are volt ampere or kilovolt ampere. Voltage units are volts and current units are amps. That's why units are volt ampere or kilovolt ampere. KVA or VA or KVA. For small devices, VA. For large devices, KVA. For example, transformer rating in KVA. KVA or MVA, kilovolt ampere or megavolt ampere, MVA or KVA. Okay. Then next, peak factor or crest factor. It is defined as the ratio of peak value to the RMS value of an alternating quantity is called peak factor or crest factor. Understood? So peak factor or crest factor. Crest value or maximum value. Okay, same. Names are same. It is defined as the ratio of peak value to the RMS value of an alternating quantity is called peak factor. So indicated by Kp. So for 1.414, that is called root 2. For sine wave. Sine wave is generally sine wave. Peak factor is nothing but root 2. Okay. Then form factor. It is defined as the ratio of RMS value to the average value of an alternating quantity is called form factor. It's very, very important. Okay. It is defined as the ratio of RMS value to the average value of an alternating quantity. It's called form factor. Is denoted by Kf. Form factor Kf is equal to 1.11 for sine wave. Standard. Okay. Kp is equal to peak factor 1.414, that is called root 2 for sine wave is standard value, and form factor Kf 1.11 for sine wave is a standard value. It's not changing for sine wave. Okay. Then phase difference. It is defined as the angular displacement between the two zero values of or two maximum values of the two alternating quantity having same frequency. Okay, it's called phase difference. Understood?